Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today, as you can tell from the description, is going to be an informative video about where we've been, how we're adjusting. We are moved into the new house. As y'all can see, the new fireplace behind me. We have Little Miss here. Let me open up her Play-Doh. This is going to be a non-formal video. I don't really have like a good spot that I've decided to film in, so I'm going to do it here right now. It's like a little ledge. I'll try to show you around. The playroom's a bit of a mess, but I'll show you the basement, what we're working with now that we are moved. I didn't do a full house tour only because I want to keep part of the house. You know, I don't want to give away all the details because there's crazy people out there. But I'm sure you're going to see clips of the house while I'm cleaning, doing days in the life, or grocery hauls, or whatever I do. I'm sure you will see it then. So, let's just jump into the video, starting off from where we have been. So, at the end of July, I think it was into July, pretty sure at the end of July, we closed on our past house, our country house, and the plan is to purchase back out in the country when that comes available. But property is so scarce here in our area with homes on it. It is crazy expensive. So we decided that we would rent, was the original plan, and we had looked at rentals. We had looked at rentals. Don't eat the Play-Doh. Looked at rentals. Y'all, it's gonna be all over the place, but they were just not it. We had settled on one, but we had went back a couple of times, and I just kept getting this feeling about it. I could taste the mold, and then I had went to the basement and I did see some black mold, and the lady was going to put new floors in it, new appliances for us. I was like, okay, maybe we'll think about it, you know, maybe we'll get on board, because at that time we didn't know we were going to be buying a house. So we did that, and we just started, I was like, well, let's just go ahead and start looking at houses and see if that's something we would be interested in, so we can actually be putting our money into like something that's beneficial. We'll be getting, you know, you get more from buying a house than renting. So we did that. We looked at a whole bunch of houses. My husband gets like 7 days off straight a month, so we took those 7 days and pretty much every day looked at a house, or two or three or four. We settled as soon as we pulled up to this one. I told the realtors, I said, all right, go ahead, give me the contract, I'm ready to sign, and I fell in love with it. So it is a cute little home. It is smaller than we had. The upstairs is about the same size, but the downstairs, half of it's garage and then half of it is basement. So we're making use of the area that we have, but as y'all know, as you've probably seen in past videos, that my bling room was huge. You know, I have a lot of inventory. I gotta have room to do live shows, run my business, do shipping, invoices, all of that. So we kind of have this set up. There's still some work that we need to do to it. It's right here on the side of me. I still need to go through like all these boxes of kids jewelry. That's to come. So we fell in love with this house. We got moved in. We closed on it the beginning of August. And then we moved that weekend off. My husband had some days off again. So we moved, closed on a Thursday, and we were moved in by that Sunday because he had to go back to work that Sunday night. It was a crazy time, crazy busy. We had my mom and dad helping us, and thank God for that, because it was a lot. They were tired, we were tired, and we had 4 kids. A couple of them were in school, but we still had the 2 littles that require the most attention. And so that happened. We rented a U-Haul, a 26-foot U-Haul, loaded it up. If I can find some pictures, I'll include them in of us moving. And yeah, we got moved in, and then we spent like the next week or two unpacking. We were pretty much unpacked by the next weekend because I didn't want to live out of boxes. I wanted to get everything undone. I wanted to go through it again. Y'all, when you move, we've moved so many times, but you just go through stuff when you move, when you pack it up at your house you're selling or moving out of, and then I always go through it when we get to the new house, and I always come across more stuff that we don't need. We have so much stuff. We are very, very abundance have an abundance of stuff. Times 4 kids, it accumulates a lot. So we did that, got moved in, got settled, the kids started back school. Gavin is in the 3rd grade, and thank you, and Coralie is in the 1st grade. Yeah, 1st grade. I'll insert little pictures here of their first day of school. They're excited, very happy. Both of them are doing really well. Gavin is kind of on the struggle bus, as y'all know. Gavin has learning disabilities with ADHD, dyslexia, and social anxiety. So he has a laundry list of stuff that affects his learning at school. And I'm gonna say this year he started seeing the school therapist. And I'm not ashamed to say any of that. I think mental health is a big part of a child's education. All right, you guys, I'm not for sure where I left off. I have to keep starting and stopping because baby online. But what I was saying is mental health plays such a big role in my children's life. As a mama, I advocate for their mental health so much. And I feel like mental health is definitely, not always, but I feel like it's like has a bad rep. Like if you need to talk to a therapist or this or that, then it's sometimes frowned upon, or saying, well, you just need to slow down, or you just need to do this, and that's not how it works. Mental health plays more role inside your brain, and I don't know, I'm just a big advocate for it. So Gavin started seeing the therapist, not therapist, but the social worker at school. He's doing tremendous. We have found ways not to bribe him, but to persuade him to work harder at school. It's been working wonderful. Gavin is delayed, and I'm not ashamed or scared or sad to say any of this. I don't care if my child's delayed, because for so long I was going along the method of comparison, and comparison is the thief of all joy. And I'm just an advocate for it, that I don't care if he is doing a smaller list of spelling words or shorter spelling words or easier spelling words, because as long as he's selling through school, he's gonna get so far in life. He's gonna have more meaning to life. And so he's doing well with that. They did step him back a little bit on his spelling words, so he's doing the basic list compared to the intermediate list. But anyways, all that to say, he's doing tremendous. And Coralie, she's a rock star. She is selling through school as well. We're working on letter sounds with her and reading, and she's so interested in reading. We actually just got her a library card. And so yeah, we are going to be going there, and she's just doing tremendous. And then there is Corbin. So I'm gonna try to get through this without crying. As y'all can see from the title, Corbin was diagnosed with ASD, autism spectrum disorder, level 2. We took him in. I had some concerns back in March, February, March. We have taken him into the doctor, and I had expressed my concerns with him then. Okay, I tried to shoo the fly away, but we took him into the doctor February, March, went over my concerns with him. He was super fussy, irritable, doesn't sleep through the night, super picky eater, started lining things up. Can't stand for his hands to be dirty, can't stand for him, like, water to go over his face, water to touch him. He can't stand for his clothes to be wet. There's just a long list of red flags that I noticed. And I had noticed these since maybe 18 to 24 months. And then I kind of like pushed him off, like, oh, he's just got to grow out of it. You know, he's a toddler. He's gonna have these issues that need to be addressed and taught, and all of that. And then it came to be March, and I was like, I don't know. I talked to my husband. I said, maybe we should just get him checked out, take him in, see if the doctor sees anything. Like, just going to a doctor, he hates stepping on the scale. He hates them taking his height. Anything has to do with the doctor. We hadn't even at this point taken him to the dentist yet. I refused. I had put it off as long as I could because I did not want to take him. I didn't want that confrontation, any of that. So we took him in, and then we got a referral to the other doctor there. She is a certified autism spectrum disorder evaluation technician, I think is her name. I think that's her label, whatever. So we got him into that. Well, then he got sick and this and that came up and it kept getting pushed off. So in August, we got him evaluated. It was August 8th. I took him in. She did the autism spectrum disorder. I think it's ADOS-2. It's a disorder. Aline's getting into something over there. It's not really an evaluation. It's more of, I guess it's an evaluation / test or whatever. Observation maybe. So I went with him to that. I did get to go back with him, which was really nice because he wasn't gonna go back by himself. Okay, so I keep stopping. Hashtag Adeline. She's not cooperating through this video. I'm sorry it's going to be not so much fancy, but here we are. So I took him to the evaluation, went with him. It went really well. She did all of the things she needed to do. While she was doing the observation evaluation, I seen red flags right off. There were things that I noticed. I would look over at her and she wouldn't make any like gestures saying, I see it, or not really. She waited to judge the test. So as she was going over stuff, we got through it. They played toys, they read books, and at one point there was like a baby rake and he kept feeling the end of it. They read a book that didn't have words. She told him the storyline. He was supposed to follow along, and then she would ask him questions pertaining to the story, and then he would point, instead of like the frog is on the dog's back, he would be like, oh, look at that bird in the sky, or look at that moon, it's bright, or like something to do with that didn't have anything to do with the story. Didn't have anything to do with the storyline. He had a very bad social, emotional problems. While there, some showed just a few. But anyways, we got that test done. And we left that day and I had a good feeling. Like, I was like, well, maybe he's not autistic. Maybe it went better than I thought. You know, maybe I'm overanalyzing it. And so we came back, I think it's about 2 weeks later, to meet with a doctor, and she brought us in and went over his test scores, and he's barely scored on the spectrum. He's on the spectrum, but he's not like, he doesn't per se flap his hands or do like repetitive movements, or he's not nonverbal, whereas he can't speak. There's a lot of things, like he's not at the high end of the spectrum, but he's on the low end of the spectrum. And hold on, my battery's dying. Okay. All right, I think we're ready. As ready as we're going. All right, I think we're ready. As ready as we're gonna be. We got a sleepy little girl here. Put your pussy in. So anyways, we met with the doctor. She told us the scores. I'm not sure where I left off. But so he wasn't on the high end of the spectrum. He's on the low end of the spectrum, but more so in the middle of the spectrum. So by the time we got through all the results and stuff, he's definitely there. And getting this diagnosis, like, try not to cry, it's gonna open up so many more doors for Corbin. So many more doors that were closed and we were stuck, and they're like, well, he's just a normal toddler, you know, toddlers do this, you spoil him too much. There's so many things that as a parent I get told, because some people think they know how to parent your child, even though you know your child better than anybody else. But I have been told that he wouldn't be on the spectrum. He's spoiled, you need to do this, you need to do that, and nothing irritates me more than someone trying to tell me how to parent my child, when obviously my mama heart knew something wasn't right. There was something not right, and I needed to figure it out. I was going to get to the bottom of it, no matter how far I had to go, who I had to go to, and our doctor and pediatrician is perfect. She is a angel. Both of the doctors that we've seen, the whole practice, I've never had a bad doctor and bad pediatrician there at all. So we got the diagnosis, and when you sit in that office and you get that diagnosis, tears are gonna roll. You get that diagnosis, and the future you thought your child, what you've seen your child having, it doesn't exist. you know, no parent wants their child to struggle. We already have Gavin who struggles. We're marching through that. We're getting through that with God's help. And no parent wants their child to struggle. And when you sit in that office and it's calm environment and they're just telling you his flaw, you know, not his flaws, but the stuff that he does that doesn't match up with an average 4-year-old, and the stuff that he is selling through, his milestones, it hurts. It hurts so bad. And like, my husband came with me that day. It was me, Adeline, Corbin at that office, and my husband Russell, he was tending to the littles, tending to Adeline and Corbin as I was like taking all this information in. She's going over the report, going over the evaluation results, going over our future testings, genetic testings, MRIs that we could opt in for, she was going over like getting insurance qualifications and all these doors that open, and it's just so much information to take in, and I'm just sitting there thinking, how do I move forward? You know, how do I go forward? And I follow a couple YouTubers. Blessed Jess is one of them, and I think it's Lauren Brazee. It's Lauren B. I don't remember how you say her last name. They're both amazing. I follow Blessed Jess. I love her daily vlogs, and I always related to her, and I feel like God led me to Blessed Jess because she knew we had the same. I was going to be able to follow her in her life and her son Nate, who has autism, and I could find so much relatable to her. So we got the news, and I just came home. I immediately called my mom and sister, and I just kind of went over it, and I held back the tears. I didn't cry all the day of, or not the day of, while we were out and about. But I did just let loose. When I went to take a shower that night, the waterworks just came down. Because like I said, the future you thought your child was going to have no longer has. They don't have the future that there is no struggles. They're not gonna have it as easy in life, as like, I don't want to say normal because Corbin is normal, but like a person without ASD. That evening we had played a video for the children, so for Gavin, Coralie, to watch. Adeline has no idea, but we played it for the big kids to watch. It was a children's video explaining autism, and she's over there pushing her button constantly. So if you hear that, I'm sorry. Adeline, find a different button. Find a different button. You got a different toy? Where's your kitchen? She's looking at me like, I'm gonna push this button back and back. So we played that video, and I don't know that they truly understand still yet today. They're understanding a little. They tell me that Corbin's brain works differently than theirs, and that's accurate. An autistic brain and their neurological development and like everything wired up here is totally different than like their brain, like Gavin and Coralie's brain. So they understand it a little bit. They're still grasping on, but as I was playing that video, we were sitting down at the supper table. We're almost done. Everybody's getting ready to get up, and my husband just walks away. And it's like when your spouse, your rock solid partner, spouse, husband, he walks off, and I thought, oh no, it's hit him. Because this man, he is a burly man, but he's so good, you guys. But it hit him, like the emotions just hit, like I don't know, like it clicked in office, like he was still listening when the doctor was going over stuff, but listening to the video explaining it, it just clicked. And he walked off, and he said, later I had talked to him, and he said, yeah, it affected me. Do you know when I walked away from the table that night? I said, yeah, I remember you walking away. He said, I had to walk away. I was turning into waterworks. He said, I just started crying. Because he knows, like, his Corbin Corbin only leans to certain people, and I can probably narrow it down to 3. Myself, my husband, and my mom. Those are really the only 3 people that Corbin will come up to. He will hug, he will give affection to, and he will love on. So, and my husband's, it's give or take. Like, Corbin's a mama's boy through and through. He loves to snuggle daddy, but if in a moment, if he was to choose, he'd probably choose me. But it's just how he is. He just leans towards certain people. So that night is when it all hit. And like, I don't know, we're just dealing with it since. I feel like you have to go through this grieving phase. Almost have to go through this grieving phase. No, Adeline. Because everything is different now. Everything, how we parent before is going to be different than how we parent now. How we do everything with Corbin is going to be different. There's going to be more therapy sessions. But it's kind of ironic, about a month before he had his evaluation, my husband's fire department, I think I had talked to you guys about this in one of my blogs back, but we went to this autism training about if an autism person gets lost or wanders off, how do you find them, what do you look for? And like, this guy was talking about all, like, his son's autistic. I actually follow him on Facebook. I'll link his page down below. If you are an autistic family that are looking for some support and ideas and questions and answer, he'll get you the answers and whatnot. I'll link his page down below. I think it's called Bacon and the Juice Boxes. He's an amazing speaker. But he was talking about his son, how you know, that he does this and that, and I'm like, that's Corbin. That sounds like Corbin. Wow, if that's not Corbin. And it's like, right then, this was a month before his evaluation. I had already addressed concerns. But we went to this training, and it's like, I felt like it was for first responders. And then there was other people in the community that did come. But since my husband is a firefighter, we're a first responder household. We went to the training, and I asked my mom to watch the kids so that I could go with my husband, because I felt like I could use this information. I just felt like something was laying on my heart saying, you need to go to this training. And I'm glad I did, because now a month later, a month and a half later, we have an autistic child. And one of my fears is that when he does get older, like right now, I don't, you know, we have like locks on our doors and deadbolt locks and stuff, and I can lock the deadbolt lock and he can't unlock that. But when he does get bigger and he can open doors and locks and stuff, what if he wanders off? Now, our police department offers like a bracelet you can wear, like you can track them if they're missing. It immediately tells you where they're at. And we probably will look into that when he's older. Right now, I don't think he's gonna wear it. But I just felt like God was leaning something on my heart to go to this training, and now I know God has a plan for everything in our lives. And whether we see it right now or we're gonna see it in the future, it's gonna show. I feel like God has trained me, I'm still learning, but trained me thus far to be the best parent that I can be for my child. My child needs love, care, affection, which is love, and he just needs me to advocate for him. Now, when Corbin breaks down in his tantrums, I just hold him close and I tell him it's gonna be okay, because right now we're struggling with the bus ride. Because with all that being said, Corbin started preschool. He started, I think, the 21st, 25th, sometime like about third week of August. He goes Mondays and Tuesdays, and he's not doing well with the bus ride. He has terrible separation anxiety, because he's really only been with me and my mom. If he goes somewhere, it's to Mamaw's house. If you ask him where he wants to go, it's Mamaw's house, because Mamaw's house is the best, apparently. So the other day I took him to school. Well, I didn't take him, I took him to the bus stop, which he has a fit when he knows he's going to the bus stop. And he's like, can't I just go Mamaw's house? I said, Bubba, you need to go to preschool. You would do really good with this socializing with the other children. It's gonna be so much fun. There's gonna be trains and tractors and markers and paint, and he's okay when he gets to school. but the bus ride there, and luckily he only has like, I don't know, 15-20 minute bus ride, but that in his opinion is long enough. He's like, I ain't about that life. I don't want to get on this bus. I want to go home. But once he gets to school, he's fine. So it's getting him past that bus ride. It's a work in progress. I've messaged Blessed Jess multiple times asking for her recommendations. She's gave it to me. She's prayed for me. She's the best. But it breaks my mama's heart. So that's the only struggle we're having with school. He does have some off times at school when he'll, you know, get sad. We did bring a family picture to school, and they're going to be observing him this week and then seeing what I think we need to have an IEP meeting, because I do want to add some additional PT and OT if we can. So there's a lot going to be happening in the Alvey household, but for one, we sold our house. For two, we got moved to our new house, and for three, we found out our child has autism, and it's a process. We're going to get through it. I've cried more days than I haven't. Not crying of sadness per se, but crying because you just thought you had it planned out. But God has other plans for you. Let me just tell you, if you think you have a plan, let me just tell you that God's gonna say, no you don't. No you don't. Here's the real plan. There is lots going on that is to come. We're gonna see where God leads us. I'm not for sure how my vlogs will go. We're still trying to adjust to being in this house. I'm still going to do grocery hauls. I haven't done one yet because it's just been so hectic trying to get into a routine at the new house. And I've had a lot of not per se doctor visits, but I've had to have labs done for TTC baby number 5. We're struggling there, so we'd appreciate all your prayers. Praying that nothing tremendously is wrong. But like I said, God has a plan. He's gonna show us what his plan is for our future, and I'm excited to see where things go. For sure, we are blessed. We're gonna get through it. I'm gonna have up days, I'm gonna have bad days, and it's just gonna be a journey. It's gonna be a journey through all of Corbin's life. That has really thrown a loop into our lives right now, and we're trying to readjust and just kind of learning to grow with it down this journey. So I just wanted to hop on here and give you a little insight about where we've been, what we've been up to. I had planned on vlogging as soon as we got moved into the house, and then we had Corbin's evaluation and diagnosis, and we've had to be doing so much other stuff along with that that I just haven't had time. So tomorrow I'm gonna try to get this video edited tonight. I'll try to get it up. I'm gonna shoot for Wednesday, and then tomorrow is Tuesday. I'm gonna try to vlog a clean with me video and then decorate for fall video. I'm excited for that. We have different setup here, so I don't know how decorating's gonna go, but we'll see what happens there. But yeah, so be on the lookout for future videos. Please hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, it's free. Make sure your bell notifications on, because you're gonna get notified when my videos go up. And then also, if you would, please reach out and share this video. I don't have all the information, education on autism, but if you would love a question and answer video, please let me know down in the comments. Maybe I could sit down with my husband, we could do a question and answer video for you about anything in life, about us, our really anything, what we like to do, whatever questions you have for the Alvey family, we will answer them. So yeah, I will just try to catch back up with you, try to get a few more videos up since we've got settled in, and see where it goes from there. I'm excited to get some posted for you. But yeah, thank y'all for watching. Hit that thumbs up button, and we love y'all. God bless y'all. Bye.